Today on The Young and the Restless, Victor yells at Adam, Jack and Diane wed, and Billy and Jack stage a fight. At the Abbott house, Diane informs Billy that she and Jack are getting married to show everyone how much they love each other. There's no agenda. Ashley claps dramatically. Jack hollers and then gets into it with Billy, insisting his eyes are wide open. Ashley and Jack trade insults. Tracy walks into the middle of it and rants, "Can't you give Jack and Diane one day of happiness without trying to tear each other apart?" Ashley and Tucker walk out. At Audra's suite, she and Kyle make out in bed. She warns that soon they'll have to get some work done. He tells her they have all afternoon for that. Audra argues they need to bring their A game since Adam is set on making Newman Media redundant. Kyle says he's beaten him once and has no doubt he can do it again. Once they're dressed, Kyle tells Audra that Adam's not a complicated guy. He has daddy issues and a short fuse. If you give him a chance, he'll self-destruct. Audra muses that Kyle has more of a ruthless streak than she thought. I like it. They kiss. At the ranch, Adam complains to Victor about telling Victoria about his plans to merge Augustus with Newman Media. He had to have known she'd tell Nate, who would align with Audra. Victor doesn't give a damn who she told. It doesn't make a bit of difference. Adam told him that in strict confidence, he took his power and gave it to the enemy. Victor asks Adam why he continues to see other divisions of Newman as the enemy when he's part of the company. Adam just sees his father disregarding his judgment once again. Victor tells him he can't keep bulldozing over people he sees as the enemy. It ain't gonna work. If he can't see how good it is to be united as a family, he's going to have to change his perspective. Ashley meets Abby at the GCAC, and her daughter wants to talk wedding plans. Ashley can't focus and relays that Jack is about to make the worst decision of his life. Abby learns that Jack and Diane are getting married at City Hall and says it's really not all that sudden. "Mom, you need to calm down." Ashley argues that her brother is throwing away his life. Abby suggests she focus on her life and her happiness. Ashley insists it's about the family company being endangered. Abby wonders why that matters when she and Tucker are starting their own company. She suggests that her mother is holding onto her anger at Diane when it's really anger at herself. Ashley balks and Abby asks her to consider the possibility she's feeling it's a mistake to get sucked back into Tucker's world again. Ashley denies she has doubts. Abby snarks, "Fine." She points out that her mother is angry at Uncle Jack for doing the exact same thing she's doing with Tucker. Maybe she doesn't trust Tucker and her instincts are screaming at her to put this thing on pause. Before they were soap stars. Nearby, Tucker spots Billy and is surprised he's not at Jack's wedding. "I guess you're as opposed to it as you claim." He notes the Abbott clan usually buries the hatchet for special occasions. Billy says it's not special to him. He thinks his brother is losing his mind. Tucker wonders where that leaves him then. At City Hall, Diane and Jack prepare to wed with Tracy looking on. Diane marvels at their journey to get there. They flashed back to when she came back into Jack's life and the road she traveled to forgiveness and then love. Diane tears up. "I've wanted to be your wife for so long, and now finally here we are. It's not only possible but it's real." She promises to put their happiness above everything and to make their home a sanctuary. She expresses her happiness. "I love you so much." Jack says he'd all but given up on sharing his life with anyone. Seeing her standing there waiting to become his bride, he couldn't have been luckier to be so wrong. "You are my life. You are my heart. You are my love. I love you." Tracy takes Diane's bouquet, and the justice of the peace performs the ceremony and pronounces them husband and wife. They kiss. Diane tells Jack he's made her the happiest woman in the world. He calls her Mrs. Diane Jenkins Abbott. At the ranch, Victor tells Adam that pitting one division against the other is not part of his master plan. You need to be put in your place and taught some humility. He hollers that he's going to put the damn brakes on this entire endeavor. That's it. Adam asks him if he's actually going to pull the plug on Augustus and throw him out of the family again. Victor denies ever throwing anyone out of the family. Adam has left repeatedly of his own volition. Adam is tired of crawling. Victor booms, "Do you know how tired I am of your attitude? He's tried for years to create harmony in this family. I'm tired of this." Waving Adam off, he sighs, "To answer your question, I'm not going to pull the plug on Augustus Kirsten, but I am going to change your involvement." Diane and Jack arrive back at the Abbott mansion. They kiss and Jack suggests champagne and dancing, but first he's going to take his wife upstairs and make love to her. In the bedroom, Jack and Diane make love. She strokes his cheek and they kiss. After, Jack and Diane want to stay wrapped in each other's arms. Diane says their wedding night has been magical, but he wanted to go out to stage the fight with Billy. Jack knows she's right. They have to escalate things and it would be a lot more convincing on the night of their wedding. Diane wonders if he's having second thoughts. He's not, he just wants to stay like that, with the world's troubles 1,000 miles away. Diane warns they have to stop his sister or they'll never be free of it. At the GTAC, Abby wants to be happy for Ashley and Tucker, but just then, Tucker walks up and asks if everything is okay. He says he and Billy were just commiserating about Jack's wedding. Billy disagrees and warns they'll never be friends. All he cares about is how this affects his family, and you are not family. Everything he does now and in the future is about the people he loves. At the Abbott house, Jack thanks Tracy for being there for him and Diane today. She can see their love is genuine and is glad to see him so happy. Jack wishes the rest of the family could see what she does. Tracy hates that their family is at odds. It seems worse than ever. Jack feels she's right. He warns that things could get really ugly. Just then, Diane comes down the stairs in a dress and Jack gawps. At the ranch, Adam guesses his father is cutting him loose. Victor argues he's stepping in to protect him from himself. He asks his son to meet him halfway. Adam replies, "There is no halfway. There is your way and I never seem to measure up to that." Victor bellows that he owns this company. Once and for all, stop fighting me. He's been hoping for years that he'd get rid of his anger and resentment toward him for growing up on the farm without a father. That wasn't his fault, it was his mother's fault. He keeps hoping he would become the son he always wanted to be. Adam asks what will happen if he says he's right and agrees to stop going after Newman Media. Will that change anything? Will the deal still go through with him attached as planned? Victor wishes he could believe it would be that easy, but he doesn't. He worries Adam is just playing lip service to what he wants to hear and later he'll come up with another scheme. Adam asks if he's terminating him. Victor says it's a warning, listen carefully. I will put the companies together. You and Nick and Sharon will work under my tutelage. I will dictate the terms. He wants to see if they can work together with unity, something he's always wanted. Those are my terms. Take them or leave them. Adam replies, I look forward to your lessons. On his way out, he stops and says, "Oh, you should know, I offered Phyllis Summers head of it." Victor is sure that wasn't a joint decision. Adam replies, "It wasn't. I guess I just proved your point." At the club, Billy tells Tucker that he considers him and Diane to be in the same boat and wishes they'd drift far away. Abby excuses herself and tells her mother to think about what she said. She exits as Audra and Kyle come down the stairs. Audra whispers, "What do you think?" Kyle tells her they have nothing to hide. They make their way to the bar and canoodle. Tucker tells Ashley they make an excellent couple. Billy needles Kyle about not supporting his mom and dad on their wedding day. "You must be a busy man, Kyle." Just then, Diane and Jack walk in. She wasn't expecting to see Kyle and doesn't want him around for this. Jack offers to call it off, but she says, "Absolutely not." They head toward Billy at the bar as Ashley and Tucker watch. At the bar, Jack and Diane are surprised to see Kyle. They thought he had meetings into the evening. Jack snarls at Billy that he thought he might have shown up. Billy wonders why he'd go to a wedding he thinks was irresponsible at best. He calls it a joke and a disaster waiting to happen. "I'm never going to believe that. Even your own son didn't show up." Kyle interjects that he supports his parents. Jack decides Billy should leave and orders him to take a walk. Billy asks, "Or what?" Tucker finds the scene enjoyable, but Ashley wants to leave. Billy rants at Jack about blowing up the family for Diane Jenkins. At the ranch, Victor takes out his frustrations on the heavy bag. Finally, he's worn out and looks sad. At the GCAC, Billy tells Jack he'll leave but she's going to tear it down. The family, Jabba, all of it. He's done and he's not following him down that hole. With that, he walks out. Kyle doesn't know what's gotten into Billy tonight. Tucker chuckles. "Hey Jack, looks like the rats are jumping ship." Ashley tells Jack that the walls are crumbling and they're going to be the final wrecking ball. Diane and Jack walk away. She asks if he thinks they bought it. He hopes so. At Crimson Lights, Ashley catches up with Billy and asks, What are we going to do about Jack?